you went to China.
Yeah.
First of all, look, just explain what it was you went out there to do.
What, sir?
Well, just explain like what it was you went out there to do, like in China.
So yeah, essentially everything started in January last year, and I found this internship on YouTube. Actually, I was searching online how to do business in China, how to make money in China, and everything. I found this channel. It's called Enter China. I start contacting the founder of this channel, and I reach out to this person that saying, hey, listen, I can do some marketing. I'm willing to work for free, but at the moment I haven't got the money to support myself, so I cannot actually work for free. And say it would be good if we can work together, we can collaborate together in a certain way. I got the answer from this guy after 1 week, saying, okay, we can set up an interview. We set up the interview. I passed the interview, and then he offered me the job.
Well,
so he said, okay, you can come to China on July 12th, and you start.
Yeah. I
started.
Wow.
It was exciting. Like I started doing the internship, then lots of things happened. Loads.
So what, I mean, when I first talked to you when you were out there, obviously you were first settling in, what was it like in China, like compared to here, first of all?
Like culturally?
Well, yeah.
Everything. Yeah, okay, the first thing that you notice as soon as your plane land in China, you see like the difference of the weather, first of all, because you can imagine, it's like cold here.
Yeah.
In China there were like 38 degrees, humidity was higher that you couldn't, like that high that you couldn't breathe. So that's the first thing. But then like culturally, like people are different, way different. Like when you actually deal with Chinese businessmen, you actually realize how difficult it is. First of all, for the language, because there is this language barrier. They don't speak a really good English, especially like in the central part of China. And so, or you speak a little bit of Chinese, which I did, but I needed the help of a translator, and I found a friend of mine that she was willing to help me with things for free. I just had to pay for like a dinner when we went out with the supplier. And so languages, food, man. Okay, Italian
good
food,
or bad?
man. I like people like Chinese food.
Yeah.
Like you can eat for very cheap price. Like you can have a proper meal for £2 or £3.
Yeah.
Like a full meal. But it's not my thing.
No.
I mean, I got used to food in UK.
Yeah.
I'm Italian, so you know it's a bit hard. But adapting to like Asian food for me, it was like difficult. So food, the language, and people, like how they treat like you is different. One thing that I found really interesting actually is the way like Chinese people look at foreigners.
Okay.
Man, like it was crazy because it's like staying with a foreigner, having a friend that is a foreigner. It's like they think they may increase their social status because we are different. Like they see us as cool people. They've always been trying to imitate us in a certain way.
Yeah.
And it happened to me to like go to a club or like go play pool with friends, and there were these people like greeting us, like cheering us, and ask us to join them. They pay us for drinks, they pay us for food. It was great, and these things never happened to me, like in Italy or in the UK. Like they were just like greeting us. They wanted us to stay with them, chat with them, and offer us like food.
What about the work culture? Because I had one experience from when I was working somewhere before, and we also found out that we were expecting a delivery of some clothes or whatever, but because it was the Chinese New Year, all the factories just broke for New Year and went on holiday for like 3 or 4 weeks.
Yes.
Like, you know, in the UK, we're usually kind of strict to the 9 to 5, but when I spoke to you, you were working beyond 9 to 5.
Man, like I started at 9, yeah, that's true. But like there were days where I used to go to factories. I used to do quality control in. I did quality control in Shenzhen actually. And man, actually I left home at 8 o'clock. I was living in Guangzhou. So I took a car at 8 o'clock from Guangzhou. Yeah. I arrived in Shenzhen at 9:30, something like that. And I stayed in that factory, controlling like, it was a mass production of 10,000 toys, right? So we did like testing on 300 or 400 toys. We had to check every like toy manually, like checking that everything was alright. We did the pulling test, checking that like they were like solid. Yeah. You know, we did 3 different tests, and we stayed there till like 10 o'clock p.m. Man. And that wasn't paid. Like in China, doesn't exist extras. Right. Forget about that. So if you overwork it because like it's a sort of part of your contract, which is actually not like it's no for a UK person or Italy. Yeah. Italian, yeah. But yeah, it was fun. Like it was a really like forming experience. Man, seriously, I went there. I was 20 years old. I came back. I felt like 30, man.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest thing you've learned from being out there?
The biggest thing I learned?
Yeah.
That's a difficult question. That's a tough question. But it's about... What
about what was challenging?
Man, it was challenging, like dealing... I worked for this company. I did mentorship for like 1 month and a half. Then I decided to go part-time from full-time because I was starting working on my own thing. Yeah. I had a blog, it's called Aspiring Entrepreneurs, and I was working on that. Plus, I was doing some social medias for some companies there, WeChat and Weibo, which are like similar to Facebook and Twitter. And plus, I was doing some manufacturing for my dad. I was helping him do products. So I get very busy. My biggest challenge was actually to deal with all of these things, and I was actually like speaking with suppliers. When I went to factories and tried to make my own product, like the products for my dad, I said one thing, they understood another thing. Then you need to do the sample, right? And they send you one thing that is completely different from what you agreed to do in the first place. So like I had to learn about sales agreement. I had to learn about all the manufacturing processes. Yeah. I need to learn loads of things before the process become like could flow, you know? Yeah. Before the process could flow. So that was the hardest thing. And then dealing with the Chinese businessmen is really hard. Because also when you go to a factory, right, they always want to work for like a company that comes from abroad. Because of course they want to work, they want to earn money. Yeah. But they will say always yes. For example, you go to a company that does jackets, you ask them, oh actually, can you do also pants? They will say yes, just because they want to work with you and they want to earn money as well. But this doesn't actually mean that they can do the products, so they will figure out a way how to do a product. But since they're not professional, the products will be shit, and you will like lose money, you will lose time, you will lose clients because you have orders to fulfill, like back to Europe. So you need be aware of the Chinese yes. That's how they call it there. Down there. The Chinese yes. Be aware of the Chinese yes. Okay. They will say they can do something, but they actually cannot do something. But they do it because they want to work with you, and maybe because they like you. Yeah.
Now, the aspiring entrepreneur stuff then, there's obviously you obviously were picking that up while you were out there. How was that? Because juggling that as well alongside part-time, how have you found that?
It was really hard, like really hard. I struggled a lot at the beginning, but then thanks God after 2 months I dropped my internship and I could start actually focusing on that. Yeah. Then I had a friend of mine that came from, he was studying in the University of Al. He came to Guangzhou to work as a teacher. Yeah. So we actually ended up working on these things together. And we created some good articles. We started working like constantly every day. But then something else popped up. Like I needed to finish the production for my dad. I had to speak with the suppliers. I need to do some social medias for some marketing for other clients. I didn't have actually lots of time. But fitting everything in 1 day is really hard. It seems like 1 day is very long, But if you don't plan like actually your day properly from the day before, you find really hard to find the time.
Yeah.
Because we tend to waste too much time. Like sometimes we tend to wake up. Okay, we go to work. Okay, we have some spare time that we can use. Also, like break. I don't know. We could actually do something. We could actually wake up in the morning at 7 o'clock and write an article, write a draft, and then finish at night. You know. But if we don't plan this like properly the day before, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Like, you need to set up your mind for that and start like getting into a routine, which you like do stuff that you plan to. Otherwise, you will never end up doing that. It's too hard. You think it's impossible. Yeah. But it's just about planning. I think.
Because you have like a goal, don't you? Obviously, of this content, you know, being valuable to a lot of people. So there's that desire there to keep churning it out.
Yeah. It's also about doing research.
Yeah.
We both know like it's not just writing.
No, you got to research.
It's also about like doing research.
Yeah.
And like essentially what I was doing is like finding the articles, like the best article for a certain topic, and trying to find something, try to add value to what was already there, you know? Because sometimes you don't want to create your own thing from scratch, because sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes you just have to see what is out there already, and you need to improve that. You need to see what worked in the past, and you need to add value to it, so that people they already like the thing, but if you add that thing, they will like it more, you know? Yeah. So that's what I was doing sometimes, but it's a lot of work because you need to research a lot, and it's time consuming. My objective was aspiring entrepreneurs is I wanted to do this website is about like teaching people about entrepreneurship, helping artists, helping people with ideas to market their products. Since I'm passionate about market their service, since I'm passionate about marketing, and this is what I want to do in the future, I was thinking about putting out content related to marketing. Yeah. So that actually aspiring entrepreneurs or people that already have a business will end up reading my blog, and they will end up buying my service in the future. Right? But it's very difficult to do this when you don't have proof. You know, I was working like that. I found some clients, but some people want to see like the the money that you made. They want to see like real proof, the evidence, right? I didn't have that many, so I think now what I'm gonna do is like putting out content, like giving value to people, getting the evidence, like the result that I've been having like from my past experience. Yeah. So I'm kind of looking long term and short term. My short term thing is like getting clients, like working and everything. My long term view is aspiring entrepreneurs. So like short term, getting the evidence. Long term, improving aspiring entrepreneurs, so in that in 2 years it can actually give money to me, like through advertisement and through Google Ads, for example, and like bring me new clients also.
Yeah. So like the short term, like in essence, is getting your head down and kind of working.
Yeah, like study, write an article a week on aspiring entrepreneurs, that's the plan, make a video a week on aspiring entrepreneurs. But meanwhile, reaching people out. I've been doing these things on LinkedIn. I'm like sending messages to all my first, second, and third connection that have the title as a business owner. So I'm reaching them out, sending like messages, saying, okay, I'm young marketers, that's what I can do. I'm building up a team of young people willing to learn, that want to help businesses to gain new leads, get new clients and everything. I'm actually setting up this team. I still need a designer or something like that. I received one person who wants to talk with me. I'm going to talk with this person on Monday at the business school, and we'll see how it goes.
That's the good thing about like LinkedIn, I think, now, is that you can replicate the same thing which on Instagram has become so popular with the DM. Like I've had LinkedIn for quite a while. Like my mum pushed me to get LinkedIn right from like coming out of school, so I've had it now for like 5-6 years, and you know it is your own digital CV, but it's an opportunity for you to obviously connect with with other people within work. So you take the whole DM initiative and replicate it there.
So on LinkedIn, I think it's more effective because people see Instagram not as okay, unless you're an influencer or you're a brand or you're reaching out to certain things that are like correlated to Instagram as a platform itself. It works.
You can't on LinkedIn get messaged by someone and say I'm not going to open it because I think that account's fake, because like you don't get that as much.
Exactly, it's not like the idea of LinkedIn. Like you don't see many fake accounts.
No.
LinkedIn is about professional. It's not about followers. It's not. It's about work. So if you actually receive a connection from someone, a very like direct message to the person, like a very personalized message for that specific person, people will never think that it's fake.
No.
I mean, from my messages on LinkedIn, I receive like an open rate of 100%.
Yeah.
Really, every person that I send a message to open that message. I don't get like, not all of them answer me, but like a good like 20% of the people answer me back, asking what do I do, how can I help them. So it's working quite well for me. I really recommend this to the viewers of this video and to the people that are listening to the podcast. Yeah, maybe I can also share some tools in the future.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Yeah, it's like one tool that I'm using. It's like an automatic tool. I don't remember the name really. I'll let you know.
I'll put a link in it.
Is essentially this tool allows you to create this message, and it's personalized because you can put actually, say, graph brackets, first name, close the brackets, the graphs, and then you start writing the text, right?
Okay.
So the system is able to recognize the name of the person, that is actually on LinkedIn. Yeah. And it goes automatically for all like the second and third contacts, right? So let's say I put this computer on, like this software on, pop ups your name, right? So Matt, and then the message, right? Okay, let's say it goes automatically to the second person. Yeah. If the second person name is Sophie, Sophie, and people will open those messages like. Are most likely to open those messages because it doesn't seem like fakes and robotics, you know. It's more direct, so that's why it works actually.
That's such a good algorithm because, I mean, the most oldest example is when you're on the receiving end of like an email that's been sent out to like a group of 50 people, and weirdly enough, it's just your name and it's not the other 49. But you know, if there's that there that you can use that for the social medias for trying to get out there and making connections, send that to me. Like I really want that. Yeah, definitely use that.
It's a really good tool. It's helping me.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I will get like the results that I hope to get.
Yeah.
We'll see on Monday.
Yeah. So the other thing as well, obviously, you kind of like you briefly touched on it, is that you're also a student as well. So how much managing are you doing? Is it all timetable? Like you just have completely? Is it all structured, or is it all sort of, do you make it up as you go along?
It's crazy because like I literally arrived just last Friday.
Yeah, you just came back.
I just came back from Asia, and I registered for the final year on Friday. Yeah. Right. And on Sunday, I went to an house party. I found an old friend of mine. We work in a group together. She's doing my same models, service marketing. And she said, we're actually having a group. We have to do a presentation this Wednesday worth the 10% of the model. I said, I'm going to join your group. We're going to meet on Monday and Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we're going to give the presentation. We were there, man. We met on Monday, we met on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, we were there, like, give the presentation. So actually, I came back on Friday. On Wednesday, I already gave my first assignment. But yeah, it's like...
I don't miss that. As a student, having to do that.
But you know what? But like going to the library, meeting your friends, like going out on the weekend, going to social, all that part, like in China. I didn't really appreciate that stuff like last year. Yeah. But when I was in China, I was like looking forward to go back to that life because I saw how stressful it is. like the working life is different from student life. Student life is, man, it's the best years of your life.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and when you're actually like far away from home and you're actually working more than also sometimes 12 hours per day, you know, you actually realize how good it is, like student life, and that you need to enjoy the years of your life.
I mean, like the institutions obviously highlight your academic side of things, but like every student knows, right? You go there to make friends. You go there to grow as a person, like to come out to come out of your shell if you're a shy person. That was kind of like me. I chucked myself into sports and the student media side of things, and just got so much stuff out of it because you chuck yourself into different groups rather than sitting in your sitting like in your study room or whatever. Like hands down, I lost a grade because I was enjoying myself so much with people. But like I knew that on a day-to-day life basis, you could use whatever skills I picked up from that more. Exactly. So like what I'm going to do, I cannot go, you know what, hey, I can refer back to that dissertation I wrote on nuclear disarmament. You know, I mean, like, it's great in my arsenal. It's going to be great for like a conversation at some point. And then if nuclear Armageddon doesn't strike, but
then like the best things that happened to me, like I managed to close some sales for my dad.
Yeah.
I essentially opened the market in Asia for him.
Mm-hmm.
I managed to do this connection just because I actually decided to go to China.
Yeah.
And do something different, you know, like if I was living the student life, I was just like focusing on study, for example.
Yeah.
These are kind of things that doesn't happen to you. Like you cannot get some certain opportunities if you don't get out from your comfort zone,
right.
or if you do something that you weren't meant to do. Like when you're like in a university, I would say don't focus just on studying.
Okay.
Like do stuff that will bring way more results than your grades. You know, in the future, they will open more doors. They will give you more like opportunities. Don't focus just on your study, but also like make connection with people.
Yeah. So if let's say for example you're studying some sort of finance, you know, go join the investment society. You know, you get to learn some things. You're not going to just learn being in that module. You're going to get to meet people.
Yeah.
There might be an opportunity for you to open up. It's the same thing like if, let's say I'll choose my example. Let's say that when you start, you want to be so involved with media in some capacity, join student media. So get writing. Get behind the mic, get behind the camera, and just start doing things. Just start trying to produce content. Don't worry about how it sounds and how. Like after your first article or your first podcast, if you don't listen back to that and think, oh my god, that is the most cringiest thing I've ever heard, then you've been thinking far too much about it and done so much planning. Like the amount. I remember the first time, actually, I did a podcast, and it was, not even the podcast. I think the time when I had to commentate on an American football game, the University American football game, and I had no one with me. I had no knowledge whatsoever of American football. Really, I kind of picked up as I got along, and I kind of grabbed someone from the side of the pitch and was like, "Mate, come here. We're just going to do this." And you know how long American football games are. Yeah. So this thing is like 4 hours long. And I think just when I got to the editing, I managed to get rid of like several hundred and tried to make it sound as least like football commentary as possible.
But you did it, like that's what matters. Like sometimes also planning too much is not helping you.
No.
Sometimes planning too much. Yeah, I read something on The Idiot Brain, which is a book that I really recommend.
Yeah.
And this like this doctor of the brain, I don't know the name in English anyway. He says that when we overthink about something, the brains automatically would think about all the negative aspects rather than the positive one.
That's it.
So when you start planning, also when you start planning on your business or a new idea that you want to do, like if you overthink, all the negative aspects, all the negative scenarios will pop up in your mind. Instead, if you just execute, I really recommend just execute it and then see how it goes. Because you will never know, like there could be new opportunities that will pop up, something that you didn't plan. Because business is actually like taking risk. You cannot plan everything of business. Like you start, and then there is something that can pop up. So you need to turn around, you need to change your path, and then go back to your path again.
That's it. Like I think you hit it on the head, like with overthinking. When I stop doing something, and this is, I think, for me, this is the worst thing that's at the end of the day. If I stop at the end of the day, the overthinking creeps in, and then it tends to mixture of like self. If I've started something, it'll turn to self-criticism. If it's before starting something, then it's just that you get wrapped up in that worry. And the key thing, I think, to like move past it is obviously just be like, whatever is going to happen, it's going to happen based on whatever you do. So just let it.
Totally agree.
Yeah. Anyway, so what have you got coming up then? What are your plans sort of moving forward?
My plan now.
Momentary, like temporary tripod. What do you think?
Working.
Yeah, it is working.
So planning to do now. My priority now is to finish my degree.
Yeah.
Like initially, I wanted to do like a gap year, stay in China for a year, like trying to open a business, making some money. But then I saw it as a way to escape from the reality. I needed to finish the degree anyway.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't change anything if I would have come back now rather than like in 1 year, or it could have been even worse in 1 year, because it could actually end up that I had a business and I really wanted to finish this thing because I studied for 2 years, so I really wanted to finish it. So the plan now is to finish my degree, but at the same time I'm gonna go back and forth to China to speak with people that I met there, like keeping some connections, like building new connections as well.
Yeah.
So that's the plan. I'm going on the 28th or 30th of October. I'm going back for a week, and then coming back here because assignments are waiting for me.
That life. Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Sweet, man. I hope it goes well.
I think it will go well, man. I'm always positive. Like I always tend to see the positive things.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always sure that it's going well, or it's not going well. I've just been too positive. Sometimes.
You're one of a kind though in the fact that you're going to be going, like 1 minute you're going to be here in Hull, and then you're going to be in China the next.
Yeah, that's what is going to happen this month actually. But like, if you actually can afford to do this life, like if you create your own reality in China, and you create your own way to make kind of a profit that you can afford, like going back and forth, like it's really worth it. Because also 1 week down there will like open your mind like that. Like you see point of view that you didn't seems possible if you just live in the UK, or if you just stay in the UK for too long, or Italy, it's the same thing. If you stay in a place for too long, instead going back and forth, like I think speed up the process of personal growth way faster.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge experience. So well, man.
Cool.
Sweet, bro.
Thank you to having you in your podcast.
Yeah, no worries.
This video as well.
And go follow him. What are you on? You're on everything, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram as Marcello Di Piero, or you can go to my website www.aspiring/in-the-middle, I don't know what to call it, entrepreneurs.com.
I'll chuck in the links.
Yeah, thank you.